Hi, if you're in the market to buy a home, one of the first things that you're going to have to decide is would you prefer a new construction property or would you primarily prefer a resale? This is Andrew with the Andrew Smith team of eXp Realty. And today I figured I'd just run through some of the pros and cons for each. There's nothing like new construction. As I was getting ready to record this, it made me realize that for me personally, I've been in the business a long time. For my own personal residence, I've only ever bought new construction. And I say I didn't really realize that as I have bought resale homes, but never as my primary residence. So not that that has to do with anything, but new construction itself, it's almost like a new car, isn't it? I mean, you've got that new car smell, and so that new home smell, and there's a lot to be said for that. But it's not necessarily right for everyone. And I have seen people go into a new construction purchase and not be fully aware of all of the additional costs that can sometimes be associated with that. So let's run through some of those. So new construction itself, why new? Well, it's new. All the appliances are new. The cabinets are new. Nothing's ever been used before. You get your stamp on it. No one's ever been in that house before. You get all of the builder warranty, etc., etc. But primarily, a lot of people go new is because they get to pick everything themselves. They get to pick the cabinet color. They get to pick all of the counters. In many cases, you can pick what color faucets that you're going to have. You get to pick the light fixtures, where you want different accessories, if you want a ceiling fan added somewhere, etc. Plus the flooring. You get to pick all of your own flooring, how you want the bathrooms designed, all of that. Number two, new homes have the latest technology. Everything is moving more and more wireless, more and more tech, and new homes are pre-wired to accommodate smart home automation, which can be very convenient and is obviously the direction that everything is heading. Another thing with new construction is they're going to be more energy efficient. They're going to be, again, utilizing the latest products with regards to insulation, tankless water heaters, all things like that, water conserving plumbing fixtures. In the latest new home I bought, we were actually talking with some friends who had a home that was about 10, 11 years old, very similar size. And we come to find out that during the summer, our electricity bill is about half what theirs is. And it really came down to how well the new homes are built with regards to energy efficiency. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Another thing, not necessarily about the home itself, but the new home communities. Depending on what you're looking for, a lot of the new home communities, they have some pretty impressive amenity center these days with pool tables, phenomenal clubhouses, gyms, resort style pools, tennis courts, volleyball courts, basketball courts, you name it. So great for hosting get-togethers, birthday parties if needed, big groups, anything like that without necessarily having to be directly in your home. So what's the downside? Cost, is one of them, and it's probably the major one. A new construction home is definitely going to cost you more money. There is a premium for having everything new. And one thing to keep in mind is that when you're touring new home models, that what you actually see in the model and what you're going to get in your home are not the same thing. Believe it or not, I have had people be shocked. Well, why are my walls a different color? Why are my walls white? Why weren't my walls painted? This doesn't look like the model. Well, that's the model. You didn't pay to have it look like the model. So all of those costs can add up very, very quickly. But, if you're after something where you've got an element of control, assuming it wasn't standing inventory or a quick move-in home where you get to pick everything and you want to design everything that yourself, then new construction could absolutely be the way to go. they'll offer some incentives, and there's usually some good financing and design center incentives that the builders offer. But just know, apples for apples, depending on size of home, the new construction home is going to be more expensive than a resale home in the vast majority of cases. So resale. With all that in mind, we've just made new construction sound perfect. So why would you ever buy a resale home? Well, again, as I mentioned, in a new construction home, it's not going to look like the model. Where in a resale home, you may get something that looks exactly or very close to what it is that you would like and what your style is, which can save you a lot of money because the previous owner has already put those money into those upgrades. Yes, you may have to change out flooring. Yes, you may have to repaint. Yes, you may want to change out mirrors or light fixtures or fans. But doing those things yourself in the long run is going to be substantially cheaper than doing those things through the builder. Specifically, when we look at cost, landscaping. A resale home is going to have established landscaping, and especially if they've put money into hardscape, maybe an outdoor kitchen or an arbor of some sort, maybe a pool. Pools are expensive to put in. It's time consuming, it's messy. And if you can find a home that checks off most of the boxes on your list that already has those things in them, you're going to save yourself money and you're going to eliminate some of the headaches involved in doing that. The other thing is taxes. Your taxes in a resale community quite often are lower than they are in a new construction community. New construction, there's going to be different assessments in place for a lot of the improvements, maybe school bonds, things like that. So the taxes on a new construction home can certainly be a little bit higher. And lastly, I'm going to touch on location. When you've got an area, the land is less expensive the further out from the main city or the main town that you go. And depending on how long or established that community has been there, the areas closest to the city center are going to be built out. So once those homes are built, the builders have to move further and further out. So if location is important to you, maybe proximity to a freeway or commute for work or the town or where a particular school is or anything along those lines, shopping, you name it, then a resale may offer you a better location than a new construction community will. But what I would recommend here, the bottom line, is to make a list for yourself. Come up with the things that are really important to you. I mean, obviously, it's difficult to change a floor plan. So if you're in a resale home and the floor plan doesn't work, then the house doesn't work. Whereas a builder may have something that fits the bill floor plan wise. So once you've got the floor plan down that's going to work for you, start looking at what are the things that are most important. Do you have to have a pool? Do you have to have an outdoor kitchen? Are you willing to put those things in yourself? Are you willing to change out some flooring? Are you willing to repaint some rooms? Those things can be done over time and don't necessarily have to be done right away. Once you've actually come up with that list of the things most important to you, you can accurately compare between the two. And I would recommend at first looking at both. If your heart's set on new construction, go and look at some new construction communities. See what they have. Find out what all of the costs are involved, including taxes and HOA fees and everything else. Look at some comparable resale homes to see what they would be to give you what you want, and then you can make the best decision that works for you and your family. Now, if you've got any particular questions or there's something I didn't answer in this video today, please shoot me an email, andrew@theandrewsmithteam.com, or give me a call at 888-447-9650. I'm always happy to talk to you and help you in any way that I can.